go back for the winning formula, the Chen first pick. I'm kind of surprised Gambit didn't ban, considering they didn't have first pick. They had to be well aware that Liquid were going to open up with it. But instead, they want to get rid of that IO that being banned in every single game so far. They get rid of the TA and the Emperor as well. And this is interesting. So Gambit are going to pick up the Crystal Maiden. Whoa, alright. Um, this is not a hero we've seen a lot. I think I saw it once at the minor. And Liquid have... I wonder if it's something up their sleeves or if it's just going to be that casual offlane axe. This is really interesting, though, to see early on from Liquid. But looks like Gambit want to go back for that Crystal Maiden. They pick up the mag, so a really good way to, no pun intended, empower your position 1. I guess your cores just to increase that farming speed. It's similar. Liquid have the Chen, of course. Divine Favor is not as great as what it used to do. Of course, it doesn't give you any bonus damage anymore. So, you know, we once saw Liquid running a lot of Chen Phantom Assassins, but that's not the case anymore. And now Gambit, they're probably going to be the ones to pick up one of those heroes. Liquid actually banned up the Shadow Demon, though. Kind of surprised they didn't go for another core ban. Maybe the PA or the Jug, just to pair up with the Mag. But the Shadow Demon's going to get taken rid of. So, what do you... trying to think of where this can lead to.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm just kind of surprised, I guess, with the Shadow Demon getting banned out in the 5th
5 seconds remaining.
ban here. And I'm trying to pick where the axe is actually going to be. There's potential for it to just be this casual 3 and you're just overlooking it. They get rid of this Ven once again as well, so... Imagine Gambit probably pick up that position 1 here, I gotta imagine. What are you thinking there?
You see this axe, you see the Chen for Liquid as they went to the Chen the first game, and that was what worked out a lot better for them was the Chen in the first game. Obviously, in game 2 they didn't have the opportunity to pick it up. They didn't have first pick. This time around they do. They have the axe, which should be Mind Control's axe, and I mean they're looking for control, but both teams, and now FNG will have his Bane again. Both teams have some control, but Gambit here now with Fiend's Grip as well as the RP and Crystal Maiden. I feel like Gambit's draft is lining up to have a lot of control like we saw in the last game, and you need to be careful if you're Liquid how you go into this draft continuing forward.
Okay, so going back to the ESL 1 Birmingham, Gambit picked up this Bane quite often. They picked it up twice against Vici in the lower bracket round 2. They 2-0'd them. They played it against Liquid as well in the lower bracket round 1, so they really like this Bane. And I mean, it's going to show. They've now picked it twice, 2 games in a row. Liquid going to follow up pretty quick with a Rubik, though. I really like Rubik into Mag, the off chance that you're able to steal the Empower just to buff up your team's ability, team's farming speed. But there's really good abilities to steal so far. If you can, you know, catch any of really the Bane's abilities just for the setup. The Crucimated as well for the further lockdown. And there's that melee hero that they want to pick up with the mag. So they're going to go back for the Jug. But of course, Liquid, they do have this magic immunity lockdown with the Axe Cull. It'll be interesting to see how they play around it. Trying to see what Liquid want to go back for here. I mean...
10 seconds remaining.
I gotta imagine this is... They've got no flexibility with this lineup, so they're probably gonna pick their position 1 here. They'll leave Weehaws for last, I have to imagine. Wonder if you're gonna be careful of something like a Weepo. But they're gonna go for the Wee Ranger here. Wow, this is a hero we haven't seen a lot, but Weehaw, this is definitely top 3 heroes, I must say. And Liquid, they're gonna pick that up.
Yeah, so they've got the Windrunner, the Rubik, the Axe, and Chen. So there is, you know, potential here for Liquid to get some good lockdown. The team fight, if we see Axe get a Blink Dagger, or how quickly he does get that Blink Dagger. I remember being used to seeing Axes going double stout into that early Vanguard, cutting the creep wave, then getting a Blink Dagger afterwards. So you've got Windrunner mid, you've got Axe in the offlane. Rubik will give you some control. There's some, like you said, some good spells to steal here. And I wonder, you know, the Magnus is going to be off lane, Jug safe lane. Back when Magnus was a little bit more popular, he was in that like 4-5 role where he would just stay with like PA and give him power, but that's not going to be the case here, it looks like.
I'm actually a much great fan of the mag being in the 3 just because your Empower is that's you want high levels, and if you're in a core role, you're gonna get a lot more priority in the lane. So if you can get higher points in that Empower, that's exactly how Jug farms. And when you see these mag supports, usually they tend to have lower levels in the Empower just because, of course, they're either roaming or trying not to soak the experience for the cause. So now with mag being that position 3, he's going to hopefully get a lot more experience. I'm just trying to see how they can actually push him out of the lane here. It looks like it's probably another Immersion Crystal Maiden on the 4. A lot of the time we see Gambit running Immersion on a playmaking hero. He was one of the few people that's really prioritized that Nyx Assassin before he started coming into the meta a while ago. Loves his Earth Spirit as well. We've been seeing Liquid banning out that hero first phase every game so far. But Gambit, they just outround the draft. It looks a lot better right now. I mean, you've got a way to buff up the Jug. You can push towers. You can take objectives. You've got a lot of magic immunity lockdown. That's something you've got to remember. The RP and the Fiends group. But at least Liquid do have a way to stop the Fiends group. Similar to the Fissure from last game. Weeha's going to have the Shackles, which you can use from a pretty far distance because of the double latch. But just trying to see what they want to pick for the last pick. Wouldn't be I wonder if they want a Lesh here. I guess maybe the Chen can tank up the Edict, but I don't see how Liquid actually defend the towers. I guess with maybe Rubik pushing out with like a Fade Bolt or the Wind Ranger using her Power Shot, but they could push incredibly fast once again. That just kind of seems a similar lineup to last game though.
So Ursa getting banned by Gambit. The Leshrac would be nice, and you talked about the Fissure stopping the Fiend's grip, and although that was nice, sometimes it just wasn't even enough. You'd stop that Fiend's grip after a second or two, or even second and a half. But once you've got that control in the follow-up there, especially with, say, the Split Earth or the Crystal Maiden coming in with the Freezing Field in the trees, we saw Immersion a couple times landing some really good ults. They found themselves in a pretty bad spot against this Bane, and FNG played that last game as Bane perfectly. So I'm interested to see what they're going to try and do to counter it this time and what they can do differently against FNG.
Yeah, I think it's looking like a really good Bane game. You can kite out the Axe incredibly well. You've got the Nightmare to stop him from, whenever he jumps with the core, you just Nightmare him. It stops all the damage output. As well, if I guess I should say, Wind Ranger, tries to shackle someone and burst someone down, you've got the Nightmare to get rid of the shackle, and it's just so much survivability right now. I think they've really got to focus this Bane. If they can kill him first, then that's all of the save coming through. But we do have, so Gambit have the last pick here. We're going to outround the draft looking for the mid hero, and there's the Lesh ban. So Team Liquid recognizing going to get rid of the Afro Lesh once again and looking for Miracle's hero. They need some way to go into the late game here. They've got no scaling potential. I guess Wind Range is okay, but it's really not the great. You need another way. This Miracle hard carry. I guess Wraith King's still in the pool. If you blow Omni Slash, you blow RP. You still have the Reincarnate if they want to go down that route. It's going to help them push towers. You've got a stun. Okay.
They go Spectre. So global presence here for the side of Team Liquid, and they've got the Spectre they could set up. Blink call. Spectre comes in with the haunt. Like, they could set up. Spectre continues to farm. Haunts in. They have opportunities to take this game late and then also set up globally with this Spectre pick.
I think. Spectre's actually not bad here. Oh, what a game I'm gonna go. Okay, they go for the Conquer. Good catch. Of course, Wind Ranger's kind of hard to lock down with how just your mobility with the Wind Run. So he's a really strong laner as well, holding the Wind Ranger in place. It just kind of gives them a solid lineup. They've got a bunch of team fight now with the lockdown completing that mag RP with the boat follow up, and it's just a strong mid game hero. They needed a melee course trying to get the empower from the mag, and now they're going to try and... I think the Conquer is probably one of the best picks they could have gone, because it looks like Liquid are going to try and... These 4 heroes are just going to try and make space across the map, allow Miracle to free farm, allow him to be, that real position 1 to try and carry them to the late game. And this Conquer is going to be able to take these early aggression fights here. So I like the last pick from Gambit. I'm just worried that Miracle's not going to be able to farm nearly as fast as a Jug with Empower. And if Liquid can't stop the farmer, I think they really have to pressure Mag. If they can bully him out of the lane, make sure he's got low levels in Empower, then Liquid might have a chance, but it's looking pretty even right now, in my opinion.
So
What do you think? Who do you think's going to take this one? Game 3. I mean, it's all on the line right now.
I feel like Gambit can do it. Especially watching that last game where it was a little bit sloppy by Liquid, and Gambit kind of put the tools together, especially off the back of FNG. If they could do something like that again, Dahak back on the Jug, like these are heroes that we saw in the last game that they're very comfortable with. And I really do think Gambit have the potential to take this game 3. So I'm going to say Gambit. Yeah,
I must say Liquid are giving Weehaw his, pretty famous heroes. The Invoker, he used to be called the Wee Ranger along with the Weepo. I mean, this is a hero he's made incredible plays on. And like I spoke about earlier, how Weehaw was kind of a flashy player. You want him on these heroes that can make plays across the map and not really be the one farming. I mean, this is a hero to do just that. If he can turn it out here. I must say, before we get this game underway, the Spectre looks like a decent game here right now. I mean, the Haunt, potentially with Radiance, is going to be able to stop this Blink RP from the Mag, and these supports incredibly squishy as well from the Gambit side. So if you can get on top of them, the supports are lacking a little bit of lockdown. I mean, once you get some items, I think Miracle will just deal too much damage with how squishy they are. So I think this Spectre, if he can have a good game, will be the one to pull Liquid home, but he's actually starting up top going against the Hawk.
I've got 3 heroes here in GH, Miracle, as well as Kuroki, as the Hawk and FNG set up, and the Fable comes in with the Spectral Dagger from Miracle. They'll push back FNG as well as the Hawk. They'll grab the Bounty Rune. They're going to continue to give chase onto this Jug. And they have Fade Bolt again in 4 seconds. If they can get a couple more right clicks in, he might just be dead, but gets past the creep wave towards the tier 2 and is able to survive.
Once again, the Hawk went for the 9 Tango, so he's just going to run himself back to base, though. And they TP up Immersion, so it looks like we're actually going to have a try versus try. And we've got Mind Control going up against the Mag, so this should be a really good matchup for him. I mean, he's going up against a melee hero. You absolutely love this. Axe just demolishes melee heroes, and you already see, look at the damage from the counter Helix. And I'm kind of surprised that I feel like Gambit might actually have the better try matchup. Just Crystal Maiden and Jug used to be one of those famous combos. You got the movement speed slow just to hold them through the blade.
He needs to be careful. One more shot and he goes down. Oh, Brain Sap just surviving. But that pushes him back, and he is low with only 2 tangos remaining.
Afro is having a great time here. 8-0. Weehaw's only got 2 lost hits, and this is the power. I mean, he's got the Quelling Blade, so what is he? He's at 85 damage plus the Tidebringer as well, just for that bonus damage. Just having a great time up against the Wind Ranger. It'll be interesting to see once he hits level 6. Might see some rotations through some of these lanes, especially if he can try and, make Miracle's game incredibly hard. But
this is the 2nd game in a row, and I know it's a little bit early to slam it down like this, but it's the 2nd game in a row we've seen Alpha Ninja kind of take advantage, and Weehaw struggling a little bit over mid. To start, at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely having, that's what you want. I mean, we saw last game as well with the Leshak rotating. It's going to be the same thing, a lot of fights were at that top side. He was able to rotate through with the TP, and the Fairy Pony is incredibly fast. So let's see if he can make the same plays as the last game, just rotating early. And Conker's got a lot of damage early on once you hit the level 6. So Liquid do have to be careful of this, but of course you're playing up with the Chen. The HP regen, it's not as great as what it used to be on the Divine Favor, but it's still nonetheless a good ability.
Just these supports.
FNG's, I was going to say, FNG on the Bane's actually incredibly good against as well, just against her harass coming through from the enemy team. Because you have the Brain Sap, you don't care about getting right click, you just turn around. It might go a Miracle, actually.
The Spectral Dagger to get out of there. They've got the Nightmare coming in on the Kuroki. It was the back and forth, just the pinging on. These supports just throwing pot shots at each other. Meanwhile, the 2 carries are just sitting there trying to farm. And the two supports on both sides are just throwing right clicks around.
Yeah, the issue is that they haven't dealt with this lane unless Immersion can get the pull off, but it looks like GH is kind of in the area to deny this. The creeps? He doesn't. Wow, okay. So this is gonna. The creep equilibrium was looking incredibly bad for Gambit, but at least they are able to pull this back. So the Hawk's gonna be able to farm underneath the tower. And this now makes it a little scary for Liquid with how far pushed out you are, but we got the level 2s coming in from everyone up top. How are the other lanes looking? Afra in mid, actually. We might be able to find him.
Oh, he gets the salve off, but he chases one more shot.
Power
Oh,
shot.
he's got him, and that's first blood. So we are struggling in the CS department a little bit, and, well, he'll grab first blood over mid, and that is a big boost for him.
I mean, you give him the Wind Ranger. This is his, wow, his specialty, man. The bread and butter, and he's able to make it work. Now has a level advantage over Afro, and see how this mid lane's able to play up now. I think Conquer still has a fine time. I mean, it shouldn't be under really any threat. Must have got taken a bunch of damage to the tower, I've got to imagine, because he was pretty low. But how was bot going though? Looks like mind control 29-1 is a lot more CS than the mag. A lot of the time though, you see Axe. The issue with being in the safe lane is that you can't cut the wave and pull it to the jungle camps. So a lot of the time you see these offlane heroes, you know, the Sand King, the Axe, the Darkseid, the Bat Rider, all these heroes are able to pull the creep wave to the jungle camp and just further extend that lead by claiming the creep spot. Because Axe is in this safe lane, he's not able to do so, so he can only push it out and then not really do much else afterwards. But with the boundary runes coming through, looks like up top we're going to have some aggression here.
And they've got the Nightmare coming out onto GH, but FNG taking a lot of damage. Miracle continuing to pressure this Bane, but GH, Blade Fury right on top of him, and it's damage back and forth. As ultimately the bounty rune goes to Kuroki. And Mind Control.
They got 4.
Wow.
Wow.
This early in the game, that's big.
And now mid lane as well, Afro, DD on Wind Ranger.
Oh, the shackle, nicely done by Weehan to get the kill. He will get the shackle, he will get his second kill over mid. He's got the double damage, but the tower hitting away. Fairy Fire? Oh. FNG?
Wait, what is...
Win run, but immersion's there.
A cute attempt. I wonder if he could have just ran away, and because he had the wind run and the phase boots for the movement speed, but maybe thought someone could have TP to the shrine. Probably wouldn't expect, honestly, another hero to TP to the tower. I don't know if he had vision of that or not, but they're gonna put some pressure on Miracle here, just farming around the safe. They got the stack camp and now immersion.
But they put the pressure on, and immersion just eats so much damage, and another right click coming in from Miracle, and this is 3-1. You know,
The power of the Storm Harpy.
I was thinking early Gambit, they're back on these heroes that they were comfortable with. They looked like they were rolling after game 2, but Liquid, I mean, they've regrouped really well, and in the early part of this game, they're 3,000 net worth up and very comfortable in the early goings.
Yeah, I mean, you see the Chen not able to get these big creeps until you get high levels in the Holy Persuasion. Now has the second point in it, but I mean, he got the Harpy for that Chain Lightning. It does so much damage early on that you could just bring down the support, and 3k gold net worth lead, and it looks like they're having a good time. This is exactly what you want. I mean, Spectre's not the greatest laner, and if you can try to secure that lane, allow him to kind of free farm for an extended period of time, but they might find Kuroki here. Nice deny. Stops him from getting that Hellbear Smasher. They have the Ogre Frost Mage as well, it looks like, so for the Frost Armor, but overall, Afro has kind of still even things out. I mean, 2 deaths are against this Wind Ranger mid. You see he's doing incredibly well in the CS top lane. Nightmare out.
Miracle, but they've got the telekinesis and throws him down. Lands on 2, but the Frostbite, Blade Fury, Miracle getting low, and will Spectral Dagger out again. And they bring over the Kunkka. So getting Miracle out and the rotation coming in from the Kunkka, that is a good positive there for Liquid. And right off that, Gambit, they want to come back. They want to find something, and they smoke up. They smoke FNG and Afro Ninja up. Now let's see if they can get maybe an X Torrent boat, but the scan right on the money, and that'll land on FNG. So Weeha backs off and will get himself into safety.
You saw straight away, I mean, Weehaw recognizes, I mean, you see the Conquer rotating top with the TP, so he straight away power shots the lane. He's going to try and get some chip damage on the tower. Kind of surprised he didn't focus fire, but I guess 70-second cooldown. So he's just going to try and get some right-click damage in it. And they recognize, I mean, they have to defend the tower. The only way they can do it is running from top, so perfect scan. And now Liquid in the area as well. Looks like they potentially might want to secure this tier 1 mid, potentially, with the rotations. They got the Purge Grip as well, the Sadar Banisher. Interesting. Gonna be great at slowing down the Jug. Can you purge off the root? You might be able to purge off the Frostbite, I believe, with the Sadar Banisher. So it's gonna Miracle top.
Again, Blade Fury on top of him. Immersion comes over. They've got the Frostbite, the Healing Ward Doc. They'll get the kill this time. FNG gets credit for that one, but the Centaur uses his stun. And GH and Kuroki will capitalize to grab themselves the kill on the Crystal Maiden. The Hawk very low. He's got the Healing Ward, but the Shackle Shot lands in Torrent as well as the boat coming through, and GH ends up falling. So Kuroki trying to run. He's hit by the X. FNG goes down, and they'll bring back Kuroki. Blade Fury on top of him. The Hawk gets the kill. And Weehaw needs to be careful as he win runs out.
Exactly the rotation we were speaking about. Conquer going to the top lane, getting a few kills here. I mean, 3 heroes dying for Liquid in the meantime, though, but just a snooze fest down here. Both the offlaners are continuing to farm. Mid lane, actually, Miracle once again.
Happening looking over at Miracle. He's got the X. The Shackle doesn't connect to anything, but Weehaw's here. They'll pull back Miracle, and it's just the Kunkka as well as the Bane to try and defend from these 3 heroes.
And I think we'll, like I was, bot lane kind of being a snooze fest, but once Mind Control gets that blink, he did go for the Vanguard first, so once he gets a blink, we'll see him rotating. Afterlife's going for the mech as well, so he's level 8. I spoke about throughout the draft how, you know, this offlane mag, the position 3, is going to get an incredible amount of experience, and you already see 4 points in the Empower, but they're going to try and find Mind Control. It's a hard kill with Vanguard. There's no rotation from Radiant, though.
Got the Torrent lined up. Mind Control, 3 heroes here. Now a 4th with Immersion coming over. He'll be pulled back thanks to the X. Here comes the boat.
They need the RP.
And it lands on the Mind Control, and they'll get the kill.
Thinking about it now, I mean, I actually don't see anything wrong with the RP. Probably didn't need it for that kill, but I think Afterlife is recognizing he's just sitting in this bot lane. He's not going to be joining these fights. May as well get it over and done. Like, it's a big cooldown. Just get a kill out of it. You're not going to rotate. Looks like he's going to continue just playing around the bot side, but mid lane, actually.
A lot of damage being done here to GH from that Tidebringer. They've got the Torrent to follow it up. GH gets low, but doesn't end up dying. FNG now in the face of Weehaw. The Shackle doesn't connect anywhere, and Weehaw will just back it up.
A nice telekinesis, just dragging them back, getting the stun on the drop as well. But in the meantime, Miracle continuing to farm up. He's going Midas. This is a little greedy. I guess recognizing he needs to keep up with the farming potential from the Jug with the Empower, but this is incredibly greedy for a Spectre. We spoke about how you don't have any, you know, input in the early game at all. Just with your hero, you try and transition as fast as you can to the late game, and now going for this Midas, it's just going to not help, you know, hit that maybe Radiance timing, maybe the Mantle. It depends what he wants to go first. So it's kind of interesting itemization, but once again, they're going to try and find Mind Control down bot.
Let's see if they can get this kill. They've got the Freezing Field as well as the Fiend's Grip to grab the kill. Meanwhile, over top, we take a look. The Hawk will TP out. They were setting up on this for a while, but they lose Mind Control again bottom. And he was rolling real quick to that Blink Dagger, and now has been killed back-to-back times in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about how that Blink was probably the timing for the Axe when he wanted to start joining the fights, and wasn't able to. I mean, these rotations, Gambit recognized, they bring a few heroes down here, they get the kill, they can also transition this into a tower as well. And Afrani just got the urns. Looks like he's going potentially for a Spirit Vessel. It's, I guess, a decent game. Spectre gets incredibly tanky, so does Axe. It's going to help out against a little bit of heal that Chen does get, because I imagine Conker's going for a Spirit Vessel. You never really see this urn just getting picked up on a Conker. Majority of the time, Conkers want this urn if they're up against like a Morphling, so I'm kind of surprised he's going for it this game, but still, like I said, Spectre and the Axe are incredibly tanky, so that percent damage is going to help with bringing them down.
Axe is
They're still
close.
playing around bot as well.
And he's close to this Blink Dagger, but yeah, like you said, they are still playing around bot. Maybe looking to shut down Mind Control once again. If they could get a third kill on him within the last 3 or 4 minutes and slow down that Blink progression, that would be quite nice, as he's here by the tier 1 tower. And we'll put the Battle Hunger on into Hawk, but they've got 3 other heroes around, and Mind Control needs to be careful.
I'd much rather the Hawk be mid. Oh, FNG's gonna catch Axe.
There's the Nightmare. We've got the Frostbite. Call comes out onto 2. Blade Fury. A lot of damage being done onto Hawk. They'll use the RP. They still don't have enough damage just yet. They'll skewer him back into the Frostbite once again, but the Hand of God comes in from this Chen. And Mind Control gets the call. He is surviving for so long, finally ends up dying, and GH goes down 2 to Afro Ninja.
In the meantime, and they lose their tier 1 mid. That's a lot of ultimates down. I mean, RP, Omni Slash as well. You see the skewer away, just a little bit of execution, but Liquid, once again, I mean, that's 3 deaths now on your position 3, who was incredibly farm. They're kind of slowing him down. I guess they kind of find Spectre now has the Midas, but they're still going to try and get something out of this. They want to rotate mid if they can find anyone.
X into the Touring Kuroki, and GH making a rotation. FNG
Take off the
himself a
Nightmare.
little bit, but gets the Nightmare off, and now Immersion comes over too, and this is a little bit spread out from Gambit. They need to be careful. They've got the X on Weeha, and Weeha Kuroki as well as Mind Control coming over mid, unable to make anything happen, but he gets the Blink Dagger, so...
Yeah, they got to smoke straight away, and they will. You know the ultimates are on cooldown from Gambit. You pick up this big item, you always see smokes coming straight away after you get a blink, and you know the pings are coming through as well. They're going to try and catch Mag down bot, but is, you know, kind of cut himself further in the trees. They don't find anyone, and this is massive. I guess it is right before the bounty run, so you might expect there's going to be a fight. You scout out the Hawk as well. Reveals there's going to be vision in the area.
Hawk, Blink, Call, that's the debut, but they've also got the Spectre Haunt coming through. The power shot out from Weeha. They'll get the kill into the Hawk, take him out very quickly. They'll look over at Immersion. FNG comes over to potentially try and help, but he knows he needs to get out of here, and Immersion goes down to Mind Control.
Just laughing at watching Axe dance himself away, but you see the that first blink reveal. I mean, they're able to catch the Jug, they bring him down, they involve the Spectre as well, which is big for him. You want to try and fight whenever you have the Haunt, try and get some assists in, just a little bit of gold. If you can get a kill, that's great. Might set up on Miracle, but Radiant is still ready and waiting. Pops a Soul Ring, but Afterlife.
Call, no, Blink, looking over at FNG, gets the call down onto the Bane. GH coming over with the telekinesis, throws him onto the Hawk. Afterlife,
Healing Ward, it doesn't
in
matter.
the face of GH, and, well, nothing more coming through as they finally get the Fiend's Grip out onto the Axe, but he is quite tanky. Do they have enough to take him down? They'll also land the Torrent, the Fiend's Grip still going, one more shot, and nobody coming here for Liquid. They will let Mind Control just go and die.
That is one of the few times I've seen Fiend's Grip go for the full duration. They finally bring him down. Overstep the mark a little bit here. A little bit of a misclick with the tip coming through. Grogi making sure no bad feelings there, but you're fine with the BM, but I guess Liquid kind of feeling the pressure right now. I mean, 7 to 9, I guess they are happy with how the Spectre's playing. He's second in net worth. He's actually doing an incredible job considering he's going up against, you know, this Empower that's constantly on the Conquer and the Jug. But right now, Jug actually still going for the Maelstrom, which is something you see. It just, the attack speed further helps with your Omni Slash, so no real surprise there, but they're going to try and find GH down bot, actually. Walks into the Torrent.
Lands on GH. Now they've got the X Tidebringer doing so much damage to GH. But the Stolen Nightmare, and now they've got the Hawk coming in to help out with Gambit as they'll throw the boat. FNG getting low, and now Mind Control, he's between 4 heroes, gets the call off, but it's not going to matter as he will eventually fall. Meanwhile, on the high ground, Freezing Field coming through on a Weeha. He gets pulled back. He's in a lot of trouble. He's got the Spirit Vessel on top of him. Immersion ends up going down to Weeha, but will fall for that kill. So they lose 2 big ones, and Gambit overwhelming Liquid over bottom.
Yeah, so they... What did they use RP? No, so they didn't use RP. Just not a lot of damage coming through from Liquid. They try and take a fight without Haunt. I mean, they try and defend their tower. I'm kind of surprised They made a play around there. I think you just let GH die. But the issue is they falsified underneath the tower, so they lose Weehar as well in the process. At least Spectre continuing to farm, has the Haunt back up now. Something we haven't spoken about is the Chen with the creeps is going to be able to take up the Omni Slashes, so it's something to look out for. Of course, all of those slashes got tanked up, but it didn't really matter that fight. Just now, there's Greaves on Afterlife as well, so we're seeing minimal damage from Liquid. And until Spectre starts getting 2-3 items, Liquid are going to have a hard time with providing some damage. Windranger's going for a BKB, and this is not what you want. It's kind of a flashy hero. You want to snowball as well, make pickoffs across the map. These supports are incredibly squishy, and a lot of the time you see Windrangers go for a straight Maelstrom. It not only increases your damage, but also your farming speed as well. Nice deny on the ward mid. But I guess just recognizing Dire are going to continue to fight, so the BKB will allow him to take these fights. But like you spoke about in the draft, Magic Immune and lockdowns coming through. You got the Fiend's Grip and the RP, so he's got to be careful from these. But you still see the Spectre keeping up with the net worth. Second, just behind the Conquer. Still having a really good time though.
And Miracle, he's sitting second in the net worth, going into the Manta style. Then we'll go after that Radiance. Do you think pushing back that Radiance pickup is because they saw the Guardian Greaves on the Magnus, knowing that he's not going for that Blink Dagger? So
I think he just wanted the Manta because they recognize that if they don't take fights, they're gonna get snowballed. I think Midas into Radiance is way too greedy, because in Midas you can't fight. You just want to farm with that item. You don't want to join fights because it doesn't give you anything. Attack speed on a Spectre, yeah, whatever. That's not a lot. So him going for the Manta, of course, is also a lot of survivability as well. It's illusions to take up the Omni Slash. You're able to purge out the root. So it's a few things. If you have your Manta out, you can get rid of the Nightmare. It's just these little things. But the main thing is that Midas Radiance feels incredibly bad. You want at least an item to help your team fight. Otherwise, you just get run over. And that's what feels like Gambit they're going to try and do right now at the mid lane.
Torrent lands on GH. They'll use the drums, but that won't be a forward play from Gambit to go after Liquid. Just be to retreat.
Okay, so Afterlife's going for a Yules here. One of the biggest counters to the Axe. If you blink and call, I mean, what is it? A call's 3.2 seconds duration. I believe, if I remember correctly, Yules is like 2.7 or 2.5. So that's stopping. Yeah, it's 2.5. So that stops pretty much 3/4 of the damage output that Axe has. So it means he can't get any counter helix coming through. It's also a great way to control the Wind Ranger, just trying to burst someone down on the backline. But you're gonna see Mag trying to save the Yule Scepter for whenever Axe does go for this call.
And then afterwards, he's got that Blink Dagger finally queued up, but Yule's, like you're saying, to counter this Axe is very important, because if Mind Control can get in and get a call on 2 or 3 of the members of Gambit, that could put them in trouble. But if you've got that Yule's to counter, keep your team alive, then Gambit will definitely have the opportunity to come in and change the direction of the fight.
And Wee's going for an MKB. Okay, so keeps a Javelin for that. BKB is now finished. No evasion right now. Jug went for a Sanjin Yasha, not something you see often. I don't like the Mjolnir finish as well. I think he needs another item. Mjolnir's, of course, is going to increase that farming speed. I think you go something like, I guess, in hindsight, we know that Wind Range is going for an MKB, but I still think Butterfly is great this game. If you want to tank up, Abyssal Blade as well to just lock people down. Skadi we see often on the Jug. Yeah, I can't complain about the Mjolnir. Of course, the bonus attack speed just increases the Omni Slash damage. You get more slashes in, and a lot of if you can get the Mjolnir off on whoever the focus fire is on, just those procs coming through is gonna cause havoc throughout these fights. So I must say, the Hawkner's can't really complain about the itemization. He knows what he's doing on this hero.
Meanwhile, Gambit. And they'll go for the 4-man smoke. They'll try to get in on Liquid. We'll see which direction they end up going to. They're heading towards top, kill. Towards Miracle. If they can get the kill on him, that would be quite nice, as nobody else is really here for Liquid at the moment. But Immersion. There's the drums. There's the frostbite as well as the boat. They've got the freezing field as well as the RP, so they've got the control for Miracle, but GH coming over, and now they've got the blink as well as the call coming in from Mind Control, doing a lot of damage here as the Fiend's Grip out onto Weehaw. FNG finally gets it stopped. The BKB is going to be popped by Weehaw. They'll go after FNG. They'll get the kill. It's only going to be one. The Omni Slash bouncing around from Dahak, but now with the power shot, they'll get the second kill onto Immersion. The Blade Fury. Dahak is in a really bad spot, but the Torrent, is it enough? No. Dahak gets dunked on by Mind Control. And that will be 3 for Liquid in a botched initiation from Gambit.
This looks... Can they do this? I guess Miracle does have Desolate, but... Wow, what a fight, man. Mind Control following up with the blink, getting the 3-man call. Miracle is, I mean, he's pretty tanky. He's got a lot of armor, up to 20 right now. I guess he's right next to the mech, but... They just couldn't bring him down, and that's... I mean, Manta's going to give you some stats. Radiance doesn't, so just that little survivability... keeps him alive. You have the heals coming through from the Chen. They're able to rotate there in time, and they blow everything on the Spectre, and it's just not enough. And you see the Sador just, I don't know how he got up there, but just on top of the high ground here. Kind of questionable. I don't know how he got there, but... And that was a big kill. They blow everything on Miracle. He's got Ages now, and 2, 1, and 6, top of the net worth, and this is not what you see on a Spectre going up against someone with Empower. This is looking really rough right now for Gambit.
Yeah, great job by Mind Control. They blew everything on Spectre and still didn't get the kill. That's gotta feel real bad when you initiate like that and you use everything in the kitchen sink to get nothing out of it. But for Liquid, I mean, that's a great feeling. They threw everything at us. We were able to survive. We got 3 kills. We also got the Aegis. That's where this game is starting to turn around, and Liquid feel comfortable right now as they've got this Aegis in the hands of Miracle as he continues to go for this Radiance.
Yeah, I mean, and now they've got so much space. Wind Ranger is about to have the MKB now finished, so her damage output greatly increases. Miracle with 2200 gold in the bank, and the Liquid not on a timer right now. It's kind of just, I think that Aegis is mainly getting it out of the hands of Gambit. They don't push towers fast at all. Of course, Wind Ranger, once you start getting items, I mean, this Focus Fire is a great way to take towers. But before them, you're not going to see them, especially considering Wind Ranger doesn't have the Aegis. So they're just going to use this defensively. It's kind of, a lot of the time, it's just the farming Aegis for heroes like a Spectre. It just kind of gives them that second life. And it makes it so Gambit, they've got to really think twice. I mean, you saw what happens. They try and blow everything on Miracle. They don't kill him. And now, especially going to Aegis, do you really want to try and do this a second time and maybe have a repeat of what Liquid did up top?
Yeah, it's just such a deterrent having that Aegis, the omnipresence of having that second life and potentially getting it turned around on you again. Gambit are now going to just try and take this moment to farm, knowing that it's so hard to kill off Miracle. But like you said, that's giving him space, that's giving him time. He's looking for that Radiance, and he should be able to secure that Radiance by the time the Aegis runs out. And then from there, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Liquid be the aggressors and try to fight.
And I have no vision net right now. They are so scared. You see Liquid just sitting around the T1 tower. They're going to smoke up now. They scout out Afro, but they're completely worried. I mean, Miracle's farming in the jungle. They don't see the rest of the team, and they've got to be worried with no vision on the map. And Liquid have to feel pretty confident right now. Looks like they are going to try and make their way to the top tower. Liquid are going to finally show. So they use the smoke to try and get some deep vision down and claim this 2-2 tower.
There's not much Gambit can do. They just don't want to fight into that. They're going to use this time to farm, and it puts them in a pretty bad position because Liquid know they don't want to fight. So they could pressure this top tier 3, and then they can stay around in the jungle, making it uncomfortable for Gambit to come over and cross over and potentially look to defend. But Blink call onto the Hawk. They've also got the Haunt coming through. The boat's going to be thrown immediately by the Kunkka, but they've got the Torrent landing on it too. The Hawk trying to do what he can with the Blade Fury to try and get out. He's got the healing ward. The Axe on the Miracle pulls him back, and now they use the drums. Let's see if they reinitiate on Gambit as the power shot comes in, clips 3, and, well, nobody dies, nobody goes down, and both teams will disengage.
Must say that is 2 smokes now used for Liquid, and now Gambit, they're going to do their own smoke as well. They know the Haunt's on cooldown. Miracle is very close to the Radiance, so you've got to be careful. Age is going to be claimed in about a minute 10. They might find Mind Control though if they want that kill. But this is big. It's like the Heal Scepter, like I said, a great way to deal with the Axe, but another way, oh nice. Ward on the high ground scouts him out. Another Miracle wants to take this fight bot actually.
Drums used again. They're wrapping around on the side of Liquid to get around Gambit and come from a flanking position over by those stairs where that ward was. But Gambit sense this. They start to back off. Liquid trying to find somebody, maybe get an exit kill, but won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, like I was saying, you see the power they use whenever, I don't think we've seen it yet actually, but the power you use to just stop the damage from the act, but also now the Nightmare as well. Another defensive way to keep someone alive throughout the core, just stops a lot of the damage, stops the initiation from Liquid, but here comes a Radiance, the big timing. They still have ages for another 20 seconds. Liquid might try and take a fight down bot.
Hawk moving forward. There's the blink call with the blade mail used. The boat coming in. A lot of damage onto Dahak, but he ends up surviving. They'll take out the Aegis on like the last 5 seconds of its availability. And now Miracle back to full health. Mind Control brings in, but he's got himself hit with the Spirit Vessel. He's trying to back off at the moment. As Weehawk coming in from the back lines. Miracle pressuring. Fiend's Grip comes out. They've got Kuroki nearby, but this is a long duration Fiend's Grip. Looking for the RP lands onto. Dahak getting low. The stolen Fiend's Grip comes through. The freezing field drop by Immersion. FNG and Dahak are going to fall. They've got the telekinesis. That lands onto Immersion. They'll take out 4. And Liquid come out ahead on that one, and they get the call. That's gonna be a 5th. This is gonna be a full team wipe here for Liquid, and it is all the guys in blue.
And I tell you what, they're not gonna write sorry misclick after these tips. Full 5-man wipe. They're gonna take the tier 1. They'll finish with the tier 2 as well. I mean, they blow the Aegis there. They use a lot on Miracle, and it's just not enough. I mean, they're incredibly tanky. Miracle, 2500 HP. We'll be going for the heart next, and how do you kill him once he has the heart? I mean, Kuroki's got a mech about to be level 18, so 3 points in the hand of God. So you got 600 HP burst coming through with all the HP regen from the Divine Favor. This is looking rough for Gambit. They just don't do enough damage right now.
Liquid playing that perfectly. That second life for Miracle. They were able to overwhelm Gambit. They take the bottom tier 2, they take the mid tier 2, and Liquid up 11,000 net worth and feeling comfortable, definitely in the driver's seat of this game.
And I love how they make the rotation mid. They recognize they still have Haunt, they didn't use it that team fight, and Gambit blew all their ultimates. They're also still dead as well. I mean, Conker's about to respawn, but Gambit can't do anything to defend the tower because you have Haunt. You actually kind of want to take a fight there, even though Miracle is closing in on the heart. But you're just feeling incredibly in power right now, seeing as it's kind of just a flip. When a team has their ultimates off cooldown, you kind of want to take fights, but when they're on cooldown, you want to play really passive here. Because, I mean, once you have this RP, it's a lot of lockdown. But right now, they're just going to group up. And this is now getting to the stage where you see teams kind of grouping up as 3, staying behind their core, just trying to protect them in case they get picked off. And GH still has the Fiend's Grip as well. Gonna have this for a little while longer, and this is a great steal. It's like we were saying, there are a lot of great abilities for the Rubik to steal, but the main thing is, I mean, how do you actually stop Rubik from getting Fiend's Grip? I mean, it's a channel ability, it's similar to that Black Hole, and we saw that team fight, how GH was able to just hold one in place. They have the heart, wouldn't be surprised if they want to smoke here, considering they have Haunt. Ag's also on Wind Ranger as well.
So big power spike coming in for Liquid.
The, what is it, 2 charges to the Wind Run?
Yeah.
Have you seen this before?
I've never seen it before. I don't really see Windrunner out too much anymore.
I mean, I guess if anyone's going to pull it out, it's Weehawk. I mean,
yeah.
I think he's moving around 600 now. Yeah, 646. Of course, the movement speed cap not there. This is going to be interesting. The farming speed's actually greatly increased with the charges, just running across the map. And Liquid 14k gold net worth lead, and all of a sudden, I mean, look at the net worth. Just the disparison here. Spectre is well ahead, but I mean, Weehawk's 3rd as well. Considering the side of Dire have the empower to buff up their farming speed. This is something Gambit have to be incredibly worried about, considering you pick this mag to have your cores incredibly far ahead, just with the the power of having a hero to enhance your farming speed. And when you're not in this position, then I don't know how you're able to take these fights.
Liquid
really got to rely, I think, on a big blink RP, but
it's going to have to take everything going perfectly, as even when we see, ultis land and an RP on 2 heroes and the freezing field coming within the trees, it's just not enough to kill these heroes on the side of Liquid. And Liquid feel very strong. They're going to posture up. They're going to stay inside their enemy's jungle, continue to move forward, choke out Gambit. And with these heroes not really having buyback, one more fight could just seal the deal here for Liquid.
And you see Dire posturing around their high ground as well. They got the Shrine active. Two, I thought I saw two, but there's one really good ward on the high ground. It just got clean. It just ran out of time in that mid lane, just around the bot power rune. But you see, you really want to play around your vision, and that's what Dire are doing currently because they don't see Radiant. But it looks like Roshan, that's what's happening right now. They're going to be able to take this incredibly fast. Got to deal with bot though. Eventually, they might push through bot if they want to, because this lane is getting pushed in from immersion, just sitting around here. But we're not really seeing the power of these support heroes. It kind of comes back to what we spoke about last game, how the Crystal Maiden and the Bane, they just have no really play potential. They don't start fights. You can't get on top of these heroes. It worked out last game, but this game is just looking a little different right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They did
attack.
smoke again. They smoke up and they put an aggressive position on the map, or play themselves in aggressive position on the map, and they don't end up finding anything just yet. But it's Gambit who continue to back off. They knew the Aegis was picked up. They try to get back, and they have successfully gotten back to their high ground without giving up anything on the side of Liquid. Or to the
And I
side
like
of
this.
Liquid.
They're just sitting around the bot shrine here. They're allowing Miracle to push out by himself, because always TP him as well with the champ, but they might be able to find FNG. Weehaw. Uh-oh.
Immersion, Weeha, caught out. There's the Haunt coming through, and let's see what they're able to do with this. Weeha, he finally ends up safe as the BKB is going to be popped by Afro Ninja. They look over at Mind Control. Kuroki starting to head over towards top. They'll get the kill on Immersion. Miracle on the high ground, but it's just the Crystal Maiden for the Haunt right now.
FNG doesn't have TP as well, but it looks like he is able to run himself back to base here. So they find a kill. They use the Haunt there. Weren't able to get anything more out of that, so they still have Aegis. Wait, where? Okay, they gave the Aegis to Weehaw. I like this. I mean, recognizing you can't kill the Spectre. He's got cheese as well, so guess they. I wonder if we see Dire make a play. I guess he's going to Aegis, and they've got a 17k deficit right now. But with the Haunt on cooldown, they are gonna posture up here, try and get some dewarding potentially.
Need to be a little bit careful. Liquid are still in the area.
Make a play on the bounty runes, but unable to get there in time.
So
Miracle's
4 more
closing on the
bounty runes for Liquid.
butterfly as well. Afro.
Oh, Weeha. It goes
FNG
after
for
this
first as well.
Kunkka. They've got the Spectral Dagger. Dahak and FNG can only just watch for the moment. They'll pop the Shrine, and now they're going to try and reinitiate on this one. They've got the Frostbite. The BKB is going to be popped here by Mind Control. The Blink Call on the backline. That's going to land on the Mag. Blade Fury from Dahak. They pop the Aegis on Weeha. BKB is going to run out in just a moment. The Frostbite coming through onto the Spectre. The Skewer forward to get out of harm's way. The Battle Hunger is going to be placed onto Immersion, but is it going to matter? Blink Yules onto the Crystal Maiden. The Tauren won't land, but Immersion now trying to get to the backlines and will just get dunked on by Mind Control. They look for another one. There's another dunk. FNG going for it. Oh, RP,
no,
but now stolen. The Tauren lands on 2. And you know GH is going to be looking for the RP to send right back.
This is, I mean, they forced the buybacks here, and they're not done just yet. I mean, they can still take this. Cheese on Weeha now. Miracle doesn't need it. GH ready and waiting with that RP. Immersion's got to be careful. I mean, Mind Control's got his own blink as well if he wants to overstep.
There goes the tier 3 X into the Torrent once again. They're still without FNG. Blink Call comes out of the Crystal Maiden. They're doing a lot of damage here with the bow being thrown by Apple Ninja. He's also popped the BKB. Emergen's going to be dead after buying back dip for 73 seconds. Miracle taking a lot of damage with the BKB. Weeha moving forward on Kunkka. Not really doing too much, but we'll go back towards the racks. And they're now without the Crystal Maiden.
There you go. Okay, so they... Looks like they should still be able to get this. RP still ready and waiting.
Gotta be careful as they are ready, and they'll get the blink with the call. Oh, so much damage coming on Avalanche. He just can't save himself. The telekinesis is through the skewer. Back gets Miracle. Dahak trying to chase for a moment, but knows that he doesn't quite have the damage to chase after this Spectre, and they'll go over towards bottom to get the tier 3.
Donka does have buyback if they want to try and fight here, but you see they don't feel strong at all. Really can't start these fights. No blinks right now, and it's coming into play. Axe, even if they USF'd the Axe, it doesn't matter because Miracle is right on top of the person that's called for the damage. They'll buy back on the Conquer though.
Shackle
Nice.
throw, and it's always the one in the back. The Kunkka gets caught too. Afterlife just trying to find an entry point. He does not have RP for another 29 seconds. They've given up the tier 3. They look like they're going to give up the Ceterax as well, but the Shackle comes in. There's a creep right behind this Magnus. They'll throw the boat. They've got the Fiend's Grip. That's out on to Weeha. Is it going to be enough, though? You need some follow-up to that, and unfortunately, there is none. The Telekinesis comes through, the Omni Slash bouncing around, Mind Control with the BKB pop. They've got themselves the Battle Hunger onto the Kunkka, and now Kuroki Mind Control hitting away, but meanwhile, on the back lines, they've got themselves the kill, and Afterlife to Hawk's going to get back into the base. Freezing Field is used by Immersion, but Miracle, he just doesn't care. They can't do any damage. GG's going to be called by Gambit. Liquid take the series 2-1. Can they get the team wipe in the well? Yes, they can, right before the Ancient Falls.
I mean, Liquid just, similar to first game, they allow Miracle to free farm. They just give him so much space. And, you know, the thing I kept going back to, when a Spectre is ahead of someone in net worth, when they have Empower, you know this game is going to be rough. He goes for the Midas because he recognizes he needs to stay up with the farm, needs some way to deal, you know, at least stay relevant with the enemy team having Empower, and Miracle doing just that. 26k net worth compared to the highest on Gambit was 17k on Afro, and Liquid play perfectly around it. They give space for Miracle, even though Mind Control had a bit of a rough time. You know, died a few times down bot. It didn't matter. I mean, those kills were really big, and I think it turned around at that team fight up top when we saw Miracle with the Manta style. Didn't have anything after that, but they just blew everything on him and they couldn't kill him. Liquid were able to rotate, and that was it. They take this.
Yeah, at some point it's just like, all right, well, I'm unkillable as a Spectre. Come at me. You can't do anything, and I mean, it was proven. Gambit couldn't do anything. They tap out. They lose the series. They go on to the losers match, which will be up against Infamous. EG 2-0'd Infamous, Liquid 2-1 Gambit, and they'll be playing each other in the losers match, and it will be EG against Liquid in the winners match. So good matchup there. Pretty much a little preview of the playoffs to be, and I mean, good on Liquid. I really did think that this was going to be a little bit better played by Gambit. Early on, we saw that Weeha was getting manhandled over mid, but he got that first blood. He recovered really well and really turned over the lane. He was behind by a lot of CS and turned over the lane once he got that first blood, and the rotations coming out to help from GH as well as Croaky. So really well done there from Liquid, showing off this new roster with Weeha, and they do a very good job to go on to face EG. So nicely done there, and that is it for us on this channel. I think we're moving over to do the losers match, which like I said is Infamous against Gambit on a different channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it, and whatever's next will be on this channel. I'm not exactly sure. I believe it's the winners match, but who knows.
All good. We'll see you over there.